In this tutorial, we build ARP Firefly from scratch. It is a restrained cinematic arpeggio with a luminous, evolving tail associated with Ex Machina soundtrack. We begin from Sylenth's initialized sound, focus on the decisions that define its character, and audition every important stage. Build the primary layer first. Set oscillator A2 waveform to saw, set oscillator A2 voices to 5, set oscillator A1 voices to 5, and set amp envelope a release to about 7.3. This establishes the main pitch, width, and amplitude contour. Bring in part B as the supporting layer. Set oscillator B2 waveform to saw, set oscillator B1 voices to 5, set amp envelope B attack to 0, and set oscillator B1 detune to about 1.9. This adds the second layer without obscuring the primary transient. Start the filtering with the primary layer. Set filter a type to low-pass, set filter a input to A and B, set filter a cutoff to about 2.9, and set filter a slope to 12 dB. This establishes the filter model and routing for the primary oscillator layer. Now shape the secondary layer before it reaches the shared controls. Set filter B input to none. This shapes the secondary layer before both parts reach the shared filter control. Build the modulation movement one envelope at a time. Set mod envelope 1 attack to about 9.4, set mod envelope 1 decay to about 9.1, set mod envelope 1 sustain to 0, and set mod envelope 2 sustain to 0. The envelope shapes determine how each modulation route develops after a note begins. Next, set the repeating modulation from the LFO section. Set LFO1 waveform to pulse, set LFO1 rate to 1/4, set LFO1 destination 1 amount to 1, and set LFO1 destination 1 target to pitch B. The LFO rates, shapes, and destinations create the repeating movement in the tone. Now connect performance gestures to the modulation destinations. Set routing block 1 source A to step velocity, set routing block 1 destination amplitude a 1 to 10, set routing block 1 destination a 1 to the part A and B mix, and set routing block 1 destination a 2 to the part A and B mix. These routes connect playing gestures such as velocity, aftertouch, and the modulation wheel to the sound. Program the rhythmic identity in the ARP. Turn on ARP, set ARP mode to step, set ARP time to 1 bar, and set ARP velocity to step. This turns the held notes into the characteristic rhythmic pattern. Add controlled spectral motion with the phaser. Turn on phaser, set phaser dry-wet mix to about 28%, set phaser feedback to about 27%, and set phaser spread to 10. The phaser introduces controlled spectral movement around the sustained tone. Build the rhythmic space with the delay. Turn on delay, set delay dry-wet mix to 60%, set delay feedback to about 69%, and turn off delay ping-pong. The delay creates rhythmic depth around the dry signal without replacing its attack. Finally, control the dynamics with the compressor. Turn on compressor, set compressor attack to about 27 milliseconds, and set compressor release to about 122 milliseconds. The compressor stabilizes the level and brings the layers into one coherent gesture. Set Set how the sound responds while it is being played. Turn on mono legato and set polyphony to 2. These settings determine polyphony, pitch bend, portamento, and legato response. Finish by balancing the 2 layers and the output level. Set mix A to 0, set mix B to 0, and set main volume to about 6. This sets the relationship between parts A and B and the final output level. With every audible parameter matched, this is ARP Firefly rebuilt from the init sound.